Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. This is Tinesha Davis. You're on the Fun and Budget Act, and in today's video, we are going to talk about how much of an emergency fund is enough. And this video is inspired by Lydia Sen, who done a very similar video, and I want to jump in on that conversation as well. So let's talk about it. I'm sure a lot of you all know, but for those of you who don't know, an emergency fund is that money that you are going to park away in a savings account, a place that's accessible, but yet not readily available in case something happens in your life, such as job loss or a financial emergency. You need your air conditioner fixed, like me, or you have something that popped up out of the blue that you wasn't expecting. And this is not anything that is for like frivolous and fun. So it's not meant to cover things like a party or a gift, or you want your eyelashes done, okay? This money is meant to be put away, and you do not touch this money unless it is an emergency. If you are quick to call every and anything an emergency, I say get yourself an accountability partner, and before you touch the money, bounce it off of that person to see if there are any other solutions or ideas that they and you can come up with to say, you know what, yeah, this may feel kind of a little bit stressful, but it's not an emergency. It is not an emergency, okay? So I say, and a lot of this comes from Dave Ramsey, right? Dave Ramsey's method is to save $1,000 in an emergency fund. But a lot of us feel like that's not quite enough, because let me tell you, in this day and time, $1,000 goes fast. And just about anything that can pop up that requires extra money that is an emergency is going to cost you a couple of $100s at minimum. And so you will see that dwindle fast. So I do believe that you should save more than $1,000. But to start off with, $1,000 may seem like a big number to jump to. So I say your first goal, your first step should be save up $500 as fast as you can. And you are going to do this by either working extra hours, doing a hustle where you can make some money, because this is a short-term goal. So it's not something that you're going to have to do forever, but you may, and you will, and you should lose some sleep coming up with this extra money. But you can also go around your house, declutter, look at things you don't need, and sell them for cash. Also, this is a great time to take a look at your bills and see what can you cut out, because that's going to come into play a few steps down the line. But after you reach your $500 savings, then step it up. Your next step will be save up $1,000. And again, this should be done fairly quickly, just like you did with saving up the $500. Okay? My next step, step 3, I believe you should save up at least 1 month's worth of living expenses. This is not to be confused with saving up 1 month's income. No. Now, your living expenses should be less than what you make. And this is going to be your bare bones living expenses. So save up 1 month. And the way you're going to calculate what are your bare bone living expenses is you're going to look at your expenses, and you're going to cut out all of the extras, all of the things that you don't need that may be qualified more on the entertainment side, more on the luxury side, more of the want versus the need side. In my personal life, this would be, I will end my subscription services. You're going to look at those things that you can end that do not come with a penalty. Like for instance, you may be in a phone contract, which you can end your phone contract, but it may come with a penalty if you haven't completed the terms of your initial contract. So that may not be as easily doable. So like I said, things like subscription services. Let's look at your Netflix. Let's look at your Hulu. Let's look at your Amazon accounts or your iPhone apps or things like that. You may think that you need those things, or you may think that, oh, these things aren't that much in my month-to-month expenses. But trust me, they add up. Every $5 adds up. If you can use that $5 to feed yourself versus entertaining yourself, just be a big boy or big girl and cut it out. The other things you're going to cut out, like I said, are those things of luxury. In my personal life, they will be things like cutting out my cleaning service, cutting out my lawn service, cutting out getting my hair done, my eyelashes done, my nails done. For a few months, you're going to thug it out and you're going to have to do those things on your own, because remember, this money is to come into play in the case that you lose a job and you don't have any income coming in at all. This is the way you need to think about it. Of course, it's for emergencies too, so that, yeah, you may still have your job. And if that's the case, you're not necessarily gonna cut down to your bare bone, but when you're saving up your money, this is for your extremely dire situation, like losing a job or losing a good bulk of your household income. So that's why I say this is for your bare bones. Now, once you cut those things out, you're going to take a look at the things that you have to pay every single month. These are going to be your four walls. The first thing you're going to look at is how much is your rent or your mortgage. For me, my mortgage is $3,100 a month, and that is rounded up, and I just keep it at that round number. The second thing you're going to look at is your utilities and those expenses. And for me, my utilities every month comes to $880. But let me explain what that $880 includes in case you have these same expenses. It's going to include my monthly HOA dues. It's going to include my electricity bill, my gas bill, and my quarterly water bill, which I divided by 3. It is going to include my internet because I do my side hustle making these YouTube videos and such using my internet service. So we're going to keep that. It's going to include my cell phone and the security system on my house. The next thing we're going to look at is your transportation costs and fees. So this is going to be, if you have a car payment, this is going to be the gas that's going to be needed to fuel your car, and this is also going to be the insurance you have on your car. For me, I drive a Tesla, so it's an electric car, so it doesn't use fuel, and it is paid off, so I don't have a car payment, but I do have car insurance on two cars. So for me, that will be $115 a month. The next thing you're going to look at is how much is it going to cost to feed yourself, because with or without a job, you're still going to have to eat. You can figure this out by looking realistically at what do you spend now on eating, and this includes groceries and eating out. But of course, if you did not have a job, you're going to eliminate eating out and you're going to go to the grocery store. So look at what you do now and ask yourself, can you streamline this even more? For me, I'm gonna give myself a nice round number, and I'm telling you, any of you who ever check out my budget report, you know I don't even spend this much a month. I don't even spend this much a month on eating, but I'm gonna put it here to just give myself a little bit of padding, and I put $300 a month on eating expenses. I'm a single person of one, so I only have to feed myself. And then I would say the next step is to look at a miscellaneous, saving up a little bit extra for the just in case moments. Now again, miscellaneous, trust me, if you didn't have a job or something like that and you weren't bringing in any money, you should not be entertaining yourself or going to the next party or buying yourself this or buying yourself that. But as we all know, things happen. This is life. So I do say add a little bit extra, and you can determine that amount. And for me, my little bit extra is going to be an additional $200 a month. Add those numbers up, and that is going to be your 1 month goal that you should save up next after you save up the $1,000. For me, that equals $4,595. The next step is to become debt free. So after you save up your 1 month living expenses, do not add another penny to that. What you should be working on next is freeing yourself of debt, because once again, if you lose a job, the less you have to pay, the less financial obligations you have, the better. So start devising a plan to pay off your debts. After your debt is paid off, I say that the next step is to go ahead and start working on saving up 3 months worth of living expenses. And again, you're just going to take that 1 month that you came up with and multiply that by 3. In my specific case, that would be $13,785. My next goal after that would be to save up 6 months of living expenses, because I just feel this is more stress insurance, because you should be able to find another job within 6 months, but there are some cases where people don't. So I say that when you know that you can float yourself for the next 3, 6, 9, 12 months, you feel less pressure. You feel less desperation. You feel less stress. And we all know that stress can kill you. It really can. And then I would move on to the 9-month goal, which would be $41,355. And then we have the 1-year goal, which is $55,140. Now, I don't think that saving up a year's worth in a savings account is necessary, but if it gives you peace of mind, you know what? There is nothing wrong with peace of mind. But I do feel that more than a 1 year's goal in a savings account is a little bit overkill, simply because there are better things that you can do with that money, such as parking it in investment accounts like your 401k plan or a Roth IRA. And you can even put it in a certificate of deposit, which will yield you a higher interest rate than your average savings account. And there are some other options too. You can research those, because I didn't research them, but that's what I feel about all of that. But of course, always remember that your first and best investment should be in yourself, and that is in the form of becoming and remaining debt-free. And there you have it, guys. That is my opinion on what you should do and how much you should have in an emergency fund. If you all have any other ideas to add to this conversation, leave them in the comments below. And as always, don't forget to thumbs up. And if you're not already a Fab Fun and Budget family member, subscribe. Until next time, y'all, be easy, take care of yourselves, and I am going to go to work. Bye.